Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is your girl Mitzi, and this is Mitzi. Let's think about it. Today, we are thinking about finding purpose. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, that is a thinker. So that is exactly what we will be thinking about today. And luckily, I have Jayne here, who's going to really help us think about this in a whole new way. So, with that being said, thank you so much, Jayne, for coming onto my show and sharing your time with me and your perspective. I truly appreciate this. So, let's just dive right in. When
You
you
got it.
think of finding purpose, what does that make you think about?
Ah, my life. I spent decades knowing that I wasn't in alignment with my purpose, and I believed everybody has one, and that was why I had been in three different careers, and okay for a while, but then would just reach a point of, meh.
Yeah.
Uh, and so I just felt I didn't know what my purpose was, and I didn't know how to find it. And I
Yeah.
tried for a long time
Oh,
until
yeah.
I did.
And how exactly did you find your purpose? When did you realize, like, okay, so this must be my purpose then?
Well, it wasn't, I don't believe you just trip over your purpose. So I was intentionally searching.
Okay.
And where do you go when you're looking for something? Google. I literally Googled, how do you find your life purpose? And went down a couple of paths that didn't work out and eventually ran across a headline for a teleseminar. And it
Okay.
read, Discover Your Innate Life Purpose. So I clicked on it, and um, the first words I saw were hand analysis. And I was like, palm reading's fun, but that's not going to give me what I need. And then
Yeah.
I saw the word scientific, and I'm like,
Mm.
okay, I got to listen to this. Just, because I'm corporate background and MBA, and that word scientific helped me put aside my anal MBA skepticism. So
Yeah.
I listened to it, and you know what, Mitzi, it just made sense. I couldn't argue with what this person was saying about this modality, and I really wanted my purpose, so I got it done. And I
Change
mean,
your life.
oh my God, not just purpose, but where to take action in your life to make it even better, who you are at your core. And yes, your innate life purpose, not a job description. That would be cuckoo. It's the concept behind your ideal work. And everybody has options of work that will align with their purpose. But
Yeah.
I started taking action on that information, and it changed my life
Oh,
so
that's
much
beautiful.
that I decided to do the actual work.
Oh, and then to help others find
Yep.
their own purpose as well. That's beautiful because you were in the purpose of like, oh, what about me? I need to figure out me and my life and my purpose. And then you find it. And you, that right there, that action, take action. Not a lot of people do that. And I'm glad that you emphasize I took action. I did something about it because people need to realize like if you're given an understanding of where you're going or where you should be going, where your direction is, where your purpose is, your destiny, you know what I mean, fate, then you should really take action. Because if you don't, then it goes in vain. You know what I mean? I truly believe it goes in vain because then what was the point? You know what I mean? What was the point of
Yeah.
all that? You have to take that action. So I
Yep.
guess mine it leads me to my next question, like what really made it real for you? You know what I mean? Like what really made it real for you that you decided I needed to take this hand analysis and I needed to share it with the world and help other people.
It's just the information just blew my mind. It was like I could see my whole life and why. It was like, oh, no wonder those things in my life worked, but those didn't. And no wonder I liked those, but I didn't like those. And no wonder I made that decision. And no wonder I should have made that decision. It just explained everything, Mitzi. I have goosebumps talking about it. And I just really believe, like what you were saying, the universe rewards action. And I believed everything felt right. I mean, even things I'd never thought about before. And my purpose was quite um, complex, but it made sense to me. However, I didn't know what it looked like in terms of work. And that's why I knew if I took action on the other information, that I would find my way. I really believed that. And within a few months, I did. And then it was like, well, duh, if I
I
was
love
so lit
that.
up and inspired by this work before I even knew what my purpose looked like, I want to help people feel like that.
I love that. I love that because people don't realize when you at least take what you do know versus focusing on what you don't know, then
Hmm.
eventually you'll get to what you don't know and then it'll become something you know. And then you're like, you know, that's pretty good. Like I should have, duh, like exactly like your moment, like should have had a V8. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
why didn't I do this before? So, yes, I think we just have to be patient with ourselves. And I'm glad you were.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? It sounds like you have this good understanding of who you are as a person already, that you know how to manage yourself, where you realize like all I have to really do is start here, and if I start here then I'll figure it out along the way because I'm determined. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna get to the bottom of this. And then you were able to do you say that this is your purpose is to help other people, or where necessarily down the line did you realize your purpose is evolving with time?
Well, I really think everybody's purpose in some way is to help people,
Yeah,
right?
right. Yeah,
So you got to get more details about that and also know what you feel passionate about. And I felt
yeah,
passionate about this work. I mean, it's so accurate that Forbes wrote about it. Yeah, I
yes.
have clients in 12 countries. I mean, it just, um, all right, now I've talked myself out of your question. Do you
It's
remember what?
okay.
Um,
Yes. No, it's okay. It's okay. I asked when did you realize that your purpose
oh,
kept on
yeah.
evolving?
So, my purpose, because I've always, any job helps people
Yeah.
in some way,
Way, shape, or
directly
form.
or indirectly.
Mm-hmm.
But my purpose, I was meant to really help people in deep ways and use the special talents that I have that I wasn't even acknowledging. That's another thing that comes through in the scientific hand analysis. And I was like, oh, okay. And so when I put all that together and just got through because it was a little overwhelming at first, but I still loved it and I knew it was right. And I was really just flipped out by it. But I was like, okay, I need to go deep with people. I need to use this talent. I need to use this one. I need to use this one. And I look at it and it's like scientific hand analysis does all that. And I love it. I'm very passionate about it. I'm interested in learning about it. And I know what it does for people because look what it did for me. So
Yeah.
that's when I knew.
Yeah, yeah. I think that's nice. So I guess what is some pros and cons about hand analysis, or are there any?
Um, I would say the biggest con is a trivial, but taking your handprints, because I use handprints.
Mm.
Uh, Obviously, if I have clients in 12 countries.
Yeah, right. I was gonna say, like, if you have
Yeah,
clients in other countries, I think you're gonna have to do a
yeah.
handprint.
But you can see all the detail you can see there.
Oh yeah, you most definitely can.
So it's a lot easier to do by handprints and taking your prints, even though I send information, instructions, the ink sheets, it's just messy, taking your prints with, oh,
Yeah, it's
um,
okay.
so that's a con. Um,
So I
I
guess
don't-
the major pro is knowing your purpose,
yeah,
and really starting to take that action,
yeah.
because I think that's the thing. Like I think anyone can really know their purpose in their heart, but I think it's that doubt. You know what I mean? That self-doubt.
I know.
Do you think that self-doubt really causes people to stumble sometimes?
Absolutely. I mean, I tried several ways to find my purpose and I didn't trust it. And it didn't like clunk. I mean, I
Mm.
did, you know what I mean? It didn't like
Like
settle.
yeah, it
And
didn't fit right. Like it just
this
like you
did,
knew, but it just didn't like it's like a
yeah,
clothes. Like you know what I mean? Like you could buy a shirt
gotta
and
fit.
like you put on a shirt and it's like it's there, but it's not like there that I want it. You know what I mean? So it's like
Perfect
you keep
analogy.
going and then it's like you finally
Yeah,
find that shirt that fits right, that looks right. Like, okay, okay. Like
yeah.
I understand. I think that's the best analogy I could think of
That is a
when
good
it comes
analogy.
to finding your purpose, because
Yeah.
when you find your purpose, it you get this sense of peace, and then you get this sense of understanding. Like,
Hmm.
now I finally understand why I'm good at drawing or talking or singing or communicating or teaching, you know what I mean? Just
Yep.
those simple things, like, people just don't put two and two together, but they see it as a downfall because somebody always points it off as a negative. Like, why are you always talking? Why are you so loud? Why do you always have to sing? Like, why do you always your head in the book? Like, and it's like you don't realize that. So for you, was that ever for you where they took something that you feel like is very purposeful for you and they turned it around in your life? A thinker, gotta think about it.
Yeah.
Mm,
Not that I can think of um, off the top of my head. I do want to make a point. I really believe that, first of all, more than half the world is not in alignment with their innate purpose.
yeah,
And I believe that the only way to experience that deeper and more consistent joy and fulfillment, people think happiness, but fulfillment is deep and is
mhm.
brings happiness.
It's a type
Uh,
of peace. Yeah.
and I think the only way to get that deeper and more consistent joy and fulfillment is by living in alignment with your purpose.
Yeah, it's
So,
exactly. It's
mhm.
you're when you're aligned, it's like you have this grace in life. You know what I mean? Like, there's no rushing, there's no like franticness because you don't feel the pressures from society. You know what I mean? Because that's not
Yeah,
there because you already know what you're
yeah.
supposed to do. You're already doing the best that you're doing. I'm already doing every day what I'm supposed to be doing because I'm already aligned. And you're absolutely right. I do believe that there's a lot of people out in this world who are not knowing even how to even get aligned. And I think finding your purpose is truly the best way to be able to get into alignment. And for you, do you think that way as well?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, I think a lot of people don't even think about purpose,
Yeah, they really don't.
which makes me sad
Yeah.
because I know what it does for people. I mean, I have hundreds of testimonials on my website from people that, it helps you step into your confidence. It helps you own your gifts and your
Yeah.
talents. It gives you the what are North Star. That's what you're meant to strive for, is living
Yeah.
on purpose. And does it make your life perfect? Of course not. There's no such thing as perfection, but it sure makes it a hell of a lot better. I will tell you that, uh,
Yes,
for
I
sure.
think you did I think you said a valid point about perfection, and it's not about perfection.
Mm-mm.
I think people need to erase that out of their mind
Yeah.
about when they're trying to figure out themselves. It's not about being perfect. It's about just being aligned, you know what I mean? And once you
Hmm.
find your alignment, I think finding your purpose is bound to come right after, you know. So I guess it leads me to my question, you know, like, how do you necessarily come back to calm, find your zen moment? What is that for you?
Self-care, which is critically important and missing in many people's lives.
Yeah.
But for me, um, that self-care looks like a spiritual practice first thing in the morning, exercise several days a week, not every day, riding my horse every day. And
Mm,
I will plan my business appointments around riding my horse because it gives me such peace of mind and pleasure and um, relaxation. It's like I'm meditating again,
mm,
when
yeah.
I get home and I'm like, what to think about that whole hour? I have no idea. So that's meditation.
Oh, I love that. I think people don't realize that when you have enough respect for yourself, you realize that to be functional, to be sane, you kind of need to have that self-care, and you got to respect the fact that you have that self-care, and you got to give yourself the boundaries and have people respect your boundaries as well. Like, for me to come up and show up as authentic and show up 100 and to give you my 100, I need to do my things this way. And if you can't respect it, well then fine. I have to keep it going then, because you know what? You have the right to to have that time for yourself, to meditate, to have your spiritual moment, to get into that zen. And I don't think people do that. You know, people don't know how to calm themselves down. People
Mhm.
allow society to push them and push them and push them into this rat race that doesn't even allow them to know how to take care of themselves. And then by the time they realize they need to take care of themselves, it's only because their health has gone so bad because their body took a toll on just the beating of life that they allow to beat on them. So I think that's a very valid point. You know, like people really don't have that self-care.
And you said a very important word in that last little, um, in those comments, which is authentic.
Yeah.
And, this tells you your authentic you, your design,
Yeah, your hand.
your
Yeah.
specific design, who you're meant to be, what gifts you're meant to use, what difference you're meant to make in the world. That difference can look several different ways. So you've got to make some choices, but
Yeah.
nobody's just put into one, this is the only thing you can do to be in alignment with purpose. No, everybody has options. Um,
Yeah,
yeah,
exactly. And it goes back to
authenticity feels so good. And
it does, and it's, like, peaceful because it's like, I know I'm being authentic to myself, so as long as I'm authentic to myself, it doesn't matter about anything because I know where my intentions are, and I know if people have misconstrued interpretations, it's because I know something's going on with their heart, and I know it's gonna take time for them to reveal to themselves what's really going on, and then what I realize when people are finally working on themselves, they have that flashback moment where they realize, like, "Oh, that was an opportunity for me to actually do something different. That was an opportunity that someone told me this because I needed to like get checked. I needed to get aligned. I needed to come back to this moment. So it really does come back all together because when, like you were said earlier, like, oh, I know why I did this. Oh, I know why this happened. Oh, this makes sense here. Like it really does when you start taking this journey of self healing and self love and self care and that time. Oh, when you start to learn to manage the time that you truly have in each day, you really realize, hi, kitty, you really realize, the gift of every day is. And I think that's the beauty of just finding your purpose is that you find this, this peace that's unexplainable to the world. You know what I mean? It's truly
Mhm.
unexplainable, but it's so peaceful and amazing. And I'm looking at the time and I know it's catching up to us. So, it breaks my heart, but what can be some lasting words that you can leave us off with to keep on thinking?
Well, one thing I would love to do is give your listeners a special price if they're interested in a full hand analysis. I'm a master scientific hand analyst, by the way. There's, I think, fewer than a dozen in the world. Um, and if somebody goes to my website, my price for the full thing, which is 2 Zoom calls with me, recordings, summary report, AI summary, lots of information. And somebody can also reach me through my website. And my website is purposewhisperer.com, like horse whisperer, but
Mhm.
I'm both purpose
Purpose,
and
yeah.
horse whisperer. Yeah.
That works. That works. I love this. Thank you so much. Somebody out there will be tuning in and thinking to themselves, like, huh, maybe this is the direction that I need. Maybe that's the reason why all of those shirts didn't fit me because I didn't find the right shirts. You know what I mean? Go check it out. Try on her shirt. You know what I mean? Try it on. Try it on the hand shirt, whatever. Whatever mind concept does it, it fits in your boat. Make it fit because I think just finding your purpose, finding that place of alignment will truly make you feel this peace that I keep talking about that maybe that you just don't understand yet. You don't grasp it yet. You know what I mean? This is the perfect way to keep on thinking. And we really do have to remember what Jane said earlier. Our handprint is truly unique. Even if you're a twin, your handprint is unique. Your fingerprint is unique. Everything about us is truly unique, but we smear it with makeup or with what people want to tell us how we should look and how we should have our eyes and how we should have our lips and our face and our hair and our clothes and our but in reality, it's already done. It's already said and it's already perfect and you're already whole. You know what I mean? So once you realize that, oh my goodness, great things will come for you. So please go check out Jane. I know you enjoyed this conversation if you're already here at the end. Go check her out. I have her websites on my website. If you're on it, go on her photo, click it, and it goes directly to her website. Or if you're listening on audio, if you're on YouTube, I have the link in the audio that will provide you the context of all the greatness that she has to offer in her website so that you can obviously continue on thinking. So, with that being said, bye.